Hey, good morning. Steve here, hanging out in the shed, hiding from the cold again. Yesterday I talked about making a pole saw out of that little chainsaw there I powered with Makita batteries. Anyways, enough of that nonsense. I think what I'll do is, my dad had already purchased me one of these little chainsaws in the past, and the switch burnt up on it. I think we'll turn this one into a pole saw. I mean, that one is brand spanking new. We'll take the parts that we need off of that and we'll put them on this guy. They're all the same. And I happen to have one of these extendable swimming pool poles. You put adapters on the end there and clean your swimming pool. We'll mount that pole saw on it, run some wires through it, and we'll have the battery on one end, the saw on the other. Assemble some of this garbage into something that we can use for 3 or 4 hours. I don't need one forever, just need one for one day. Temporary pole saw. We'll power it with Makita batteries, and hopefully everything goes good. First thing I need to do though is get this handle off of it. It's kind of in the way at the moment. So let's hang on and wish me some luck. Man, look what came out of that pole. What do you think that is? It was inside that thing. Spider? Nest? Nasty. Man, let's cut him right here, in case we need these 2 locating pins. Me and a couple of my friends had to get together and show a piece of 3/4 inch conduit. Had to go inside the head of this saw. Did a little nipping here, grinding there, pounding there, evaluating, and finally got this little piece of conduit to fit inside this saw in such a way that we can reassemble this head, put a few screws in it, and man, that thing's gonna be quite stable. I hope you guys saved the screws for this old saw, but we're making some good progress. We're gonna poke this dude right down inside of here, spring pin it, or maybe even just put some bolts in it. Bob's your uncle. As far as the bottom of that saw goes, it just so happens to fit right around that pole. No worries. We'll be cutting trees down here in a little bit. Man, I put some of those spade connectors that you just crimp onto wires onto this motor. Run them through this piece of conduit. I'll add some more here so I can detach this. It's just 12 gauge THHN. I don't know if it's the best, whatever, but that's where I'm at. Man, this thing could use one more screw right in this area. I'm going to just use a tie wrap. I hope you don't judge me too hard, but I had to steal some screws out of Dad's new one that he gave me. The guy that took this one apart didn't save the screws. If he did, he didn't tell me where he put them. Anyways, let's keep going. Man, look at what's going on here. The cord going down to this 24-volt battery. Got my meter leads plugged into the old dude. 20.42. Somebody's being a bit deceptive. Man, that THHN 12 gauge wire does not play well with others. I stole about 12 feet out of the extension cord. We'll see if this stuff will cooperate. Man, I can't help it. I want to share one more moment of my life with you before I show you how this thing works. My dad gave me this little thing here. It had this button on it. He used it to replace the lithium-ion batteries. You know, he was spot welding the little strips on the batteries, and it reminds me of when I was a kid. Presents, he would give us presents and say to us in a couple hours, "I can't buy you kids anything." We'd tear everything he gave us, we'd tear it up. Man, I'm trying as hard as I can, Dad. I'll get that thing put back together. I can't promise you what this saw will be like when I'm done, but man, you are my best friend and I love you. I'm trying. Man, look, if you ever decide you want to do one of these things, don't put the wire on the inside. I only did that because I'm on YouTube, but you try to make this stuff fancy for YouTube. Just run it on the outside. It'd save you a lot of trouble. Wire don't like to compress like that. But I got it all put together. Let's mount the battery on it. There we go. It's not the Makita, but it could easily be the Makita, couldn't it? Let's just, I super glued your button on there, Dad. I'll take it off. I don't know if I can operate both ends of this. Let me zoom in. Let's go clear some power lines. Alright, I got you set up in this little stand on the other side of the creek. There's some power lines up here going to my house. I got that saw laying over there. Got the extra battery in my pocket. Let's clear some of this stuff out of the way with that nonsense. Let me get across the creek. Hang on. Bear with me for a minute. you get the idea. It ought to do a pretty good job. I ain't know about metal poles around power lines, but they only know if you show them. Anyways, enough of that. It's getting nice out. I gotta get going doing something else. Don't involve me being in the shed. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Hope you come back. You guys have a great day. I'm out. Man, it's a good thing my battery died. I've been having a blast with that thing. That poor pine tree.